really counts.
For sure. Actually something, speaking of opening night here coming up this weekend, a few weeks ago, the Cavs sent out the press release to everybody about the new scoreboard that they're making and pardon our construction and all of that. And I was talking about it, and I didn't even realize it. I said, oh, yeah, so when you go to the preseason games here, they're going to have the temporary scoreboards and so on and so forth. Didn't even dawn on me that the Monsters season was beginning while that construction was still going on, because you got a couple more weeks before basketball gets going, and I didn't even realize that. So, and I notice here now that you guys have been preparing the fans and warning them a bit about it, though. But what will be the differences people will notice as far as the scoreboard construction, and in any ways that will that affect the Monsters and their game presentation for the next few weeks?
Well, there's only going to be one game. The Monsters played such a light home schedule in October that there's only going to be one game that's really affected by this. When you come to the game on Halloween, October 31st, everything will be fully functional and ready to rock and roll. So it's really just this home opener. And because the Monsters have the home opener coming up on Saturday, and then they don't have another home game for 20 more days, it's almost like you're playing two home openers, because you're going to have the home opener, and then you're going to have the game on Halloween, and you're going to have the fully functional new look scoreboard and everything all ready to go. Yesterday I sent out a bit of a notice that our organization did, just basically saying pardon the construction, pardon the dust a little bit, because there's going to be obviously a work in progress, when you come to the game on Saturday night. A lot of the boards in the corners, though, a lot of those things, and a lot of those are new additions. Those are going to be ready to go. It's the one in the middle is going to be still seeing some work, but that's really the only difference. And there's really only one game where you're going to have to deal with any sort of construction. But you know how it is. When you go to the queue, you get a great presentation every time. Doesn't matter what event you're seeing, and it's going to be awesome on Saturday, no matter what, when the Monsters open up this season against Grand Rapids.
Absolutely. Speaking of that scoreboard, listen, you're in the building. I'm tired of seeing these garbage bags covering up the scoreboard. We're not showing the details. What are we working with? Talk to me a little bit. What kind of scoreboard are they putting together, man?
Tell you what, I haven't seen much of it myself, because I haven't necessarily been in the building very much over the course. Since the Monsters started having their training camp, I've been out in Strongsville at the team's practice facility quite a bit, so I haven't really gotten many good looks at it at any of the construction either. But at the same time, it's supposed to be awesome, and I wouldn't expect anything less.
No, absolutely not, especially with the things coming over the next few months, and they've got the money to spend, I got a funny feeling. So, no, but it's going to be cool. Yeah, they say it's going to be huge. That's going to be fantastic. Yeah, you're right. I hadn't even noticed, but it works out well, man, for the Monsters there to have that break there from the 11th all the way through until Halloween. Like almost a second opening night.
I think you like playing a road-heavy schedule in the beginning of the year, I think, for several reasons.
Test you.
One, it knocks out some road games early in the year, because you like to play the heavier home schedule at other times later in the season, and that'll balance out. It also gives a team a chance to develop chemistry. When you're on the road, when you're traveling around, when all you have is your teammates and either the bus or the plane, and you're either at the rink, you're at the hotel, everybody's together. It gives you a great chance to just get to know everybody, and it gives the players a great chance to really bond together more so than they could if they were at home with a million other things going on. So I think that's something that almost gets underrated, how much a team can really bond and form a chemistry when they're on the road. And I think early in the season, just playing two home games in the month of October, I think it gives this team a good opportunity to really get on the same page early.
Yeah, you and I talked about that a bit early last year, too, with that being a good thing about that. And then they follow that up with 6 home games in the month of November. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you got a couple of those. I'm looking at the schedule here for October. You got Grand Rapids a few times, Chicago a few times, Milwaukee, Rockford, some good early road tests. And again, too, like you said, get them out of the way while the roster's still in flux and developing. Save those home dates for later in the season when it's time to go make something happen. Doug Plagens, it all happens.
And you got don't forget the new division, and the Monsters are going to get a heavy dose of that new division very early in the year. They're going to see all their new division rivals, I believe, in the first 7 games of the season.
Yeah, right there, right off the bat. You're right with those games, Grand Rapids, Chicago, and Milwaukee and Rockford. So it's going to be a fun start to the season. It begins back-to-back with Grand Rapids, away and then home this weekend. 7 o'clock Friday night, puck drops, and then 7 o'clock again here at home. What else is going on for the home opener? Anything else you want to let people know? Get them down to the queue. What is the record, by the way? Do you know what is the Monsters home opener record?
Monsters home opener, I have to go back and check out. The thing that's interesting about this season, this is just the second time, and now this is the 8th season. This is the second time the Monsters have opened up on the road, and it's the first time in my tenure with the Monsters that we've opened up on the road. So, I've been making myself, had to have the difference. There's a difference this season between season opener and home opener when I mention it, because the season opener this year is not at home, but the Monsters open up Friday at 7 o'clock. That's in Grand Rapids. Saturday, 7 o'clock at the Q against Grand Rapids to finish off the home and home. Get down there early. Everybody's, one of the favorite giveaways from everybody every year. In the past we've had the schedule magnet. This year it's a schedule fathead. So, same concept, but everybody loves a fathead. You can get a Monsters schedule on a fathead. I've actually got one on my desk back at the Q right now, so I've seen it. Very cool. Has a little logo one as well that you can stick on something, so you can put that schedule up wherever you want to see it, and you can always know when the Monsters are playing. And that's, like I said, every sports fan loves getting the schedule, like either whether it's a magnet poster or in this case a fathead. Everybody loves that one early in the season. I know I did when I was growing up, and I still do. I always make sure I get one for home and one for the office.
The corporate synergy never stops. Why not put it on a fathead and tie it all in together, man? I mean, all you got to do is attach it to the Quicken Loans application, and then we could just hit everything. But it's a great idea. What size is that? Is that like iPhone size? Is that mouse pad size? What's the size on that schedule?
Yeah, it would be the physical size of the fathead.
Yeah.
It's probably similar to the size. It's similar to the size of any magnetic schedule you would have probably received in the past. Not too much different.
That's pretty cool. That's
I don't have the actual dimension offhand, but
I don't care what the dimensions
are. It's very similar in size. It's to anything you would have gotten probably in the past, but it also has this like little logo one attached to it, almost like a second part of it. That's really cool. So
pretty cool, and it all starts, Monsters fans, this weekend, Saturday, 7 p.m. Get down there, fill it up, and hopefully, that's why I was asking you about the record, so we can hopefully see one set here. There's a lot of good feelings going on down there at the Q, and the Monsters jump on that. Then they take a few weeks to go on the road and come back, do it again on Halloween. Doug, first look at the Monsters this weekend with Grand Rapids, and next week we'll get an idea for how things start and look ahead to Chicago.
Next week we'll have players and games and all kinds of things to talk about. So looking forward to it.
Thank you, Doug. Enjoy the weekend opening festivities, both road and home. Always a good time. Have a good one, and we'll catch up about it next week.
Thanks very much.
You got it. My man, Doug Plagens, the voice, the man of the Lake Erie Monsters radio and TV broadcast. We're going to take a break, come back, and we're going to set things up for tomorrow. We're going to call it a day here. Final segment of the Sports Fix. Coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control. It's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Throwing you the best sports commentary in town. The Sports Fix.
It's an addiction. The Sports Fix. We'll be right back.
No football? No problem at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted. The excitement never stops. Every day of the week brings a different set of food and amazing drink specials.
And now,
fans, Harry Buffalo North Olmsted is the home for every UFC pay-per-view live on the big screens.
let's get it all!
And let's not forget their mouth-watering trademark, the Bison Burger.
They sure are good.
Nobody does bison like Harry Buffalo. The perfect combination of healthy and delicious.
Hey there, eat up, y'all. You's as good church-going folk. Y'all deserve a little treat.
What are you waiting for? Get to Harry Buffalo, just outside Great Northern Mall today. Harry Buffalo. Join the herd. Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck, home of the low price tire guarantee. quicklane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
Back in 1990, when I joined Herb in the booth, you could say that first game was when I became a lifelong Tribe fan. Something about Cleveland made us want to stay and call it our home, raise our family here. I can promise you one thing, home or on the road, I feel what you folks feel, what you feel every game. Cleveland fans are passionate and pretty vocal. I respect that. This is our team. This is our town. This is a Tribe town.
Hey, this is Alonzo G. You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix. Final segment here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Yeah, we're definitely going short today. Got some craziness going on behind the scenes. No big deal. We're going to deal with it, but might as well. Hey, you know what? It's better to leave them wanting more than leave them wishing that you had left a little earlier. So we still got some stuff to talk about here, though, and I apologize for those of you that tuned in to catch up with Dr. Football. Bill Chickus, Dr. Football, not here. I will figure that out. Hopefully get him here later on this week. But one of the things I wanted to talk to him about, and by the way, phone lines are open until we go off the air. If you wanted to get in, I know we had a few callers earlier. 216-539-7535. 216-539-7535. The number to call. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix. Tweet with us at The Sports Fix, CLE. Email us, The Sports Fix at AOL.com. The Walrus, Mike Holmgren. I always laugh because that was the traditional pronunciation of it by many folks, but my dad used to call him Holmgren all the time. But anyways, Mike Holmgren visited the Raiders. Perhaps being in the conversation there. Please, anybody wants to go that route, go for it, man. We all know what happened with Mike Holmgren. He put his feet up and he got himself an umbrella drink and a payday, and who cares? It's just Cleveland, right? Well, I guess it's just the Raiders too. Raiders are supposedly, and like father, like son, Raiders are on the hunt for a rock star coach, and word is Holmgren was on the short list of people that fits that category. And so funny to see Mike Holmgren. He's always the king of telling you he'd never accept. He was asked a few months ago about coaching again. He said, well, unless something big comes up. Of course, if somebody's willing to write that check, you're willing to come back and play. But Mike Holmgren getting ready to perhaps coach out there. They say John Gruden is a target there. And, hey, you know what? Been there, done that, but go for it. Holmgren, Gruden. Who else would go on that list? Cowher, a few other guys. I'm talking about the name brand, the superstar, as far as going and getting one of those. Go for it, man. Raiders are a dysfunctional mess. I hope Mike Holmgren ends up out there, man. And he can go re-sign Greg Little, and they can go, put together another crew of his former picks. Maybe he could trade for Trent Richardson, man. That's a ball of butcher knives in Indianapolis, just waiting for the right trade offer to be called. I'm not going to take any cheap shots at Trent Richardson, but yeah, reunite them. Hey, put the crew back together. Put the crew back together in L.A. or Oakland, excuse me. But there you go, Mike Holmgren. Most likely not going to happen. A lot of people say it's the traditional, Holmgren, get his name out there, and then if enough people offer him enough money to come out and go do it, then he would be of interest of doing it. But you can drink a lot of umbrella drinks out there, that's for sure. But anyways, Holmgren out on the prowl looking for a job. Was looking forward to asking Dr. Football his stuff. But see, he likes Mike Holmgren, though, man. And so, I don't know. Who knows which way. Adrian Peterson pleads not guilty today. Not much of a surprise there, to be expected. But officially, there's the word coming down that he's going to do that. More continues to come out around him. More details about his life and his parenting and some other accusations. Things just continue to swirl around him. Speaking of accusations, this week, and I'm very curious. I know there's a lot of people. John McMullen, specifically, we talk about this. He's not buying the HGH testing that they're rolling out this week. Yesterday began the official first